Hello everybody and welcome to day 21. Can you believe it? We have got here after 21 days and it sure doesn't seem like it's been 21 days. Wow, time sure does fly when you're having fun. Oh my gosh. How does it get any better than this? And day 21 is all about $100 million. Yeah, $100 million. Hello again, Fabian. Oh, I was thinking that there was going to be some of you from the other call joining me here. So how does it get any better than that? Thank you guys so much for playing with me in all sorts of ways. I'm so grateful. Hello, sweet Carol. I know it must be very late there. Right, Sharon? It's like 21 days. How does it get any better than that? Yeah. Wow. Yay. Oh, and how is everybody doing? How are you feeling? Did you get some changes over these 21 days? Hello again, Sharon. Yay. 11 p.m., Carol. That's awesome. It's very rare that I'm up at 11 p.m. I'm a usual like 9 p.m. kind of gal. Hey, sweet Fabian. How did I get so lucky? Yeah. Cool. So for day 21, we are talking all about $100 million. Hey, Joanna. Hey, honey. That's awesome. Oh, Gisela, midnight and almost a full moon. Woohoo. Awesome. Cool. All right, so let's talk about $100 million. This exercise really is about you getting a sense of what you would like to create on the planet. Like truly, if money wasn't an issue, what would you create? Awesome, Carol. So she says, I've experienced changes since I started the program. Awesome. I'm so grateful to hear that. So when you daydream, you want to daydream for 10 or 20 minutes a day about what you would do if you had $100 million deposited into your bank account today and you knew once a year you would be, it would be deposited again. So basically what we're saying is you will always have money. You will always have more money than you can spend. What would you do with it? What would you do with it? How would you spend it? $100 million. And a lot of times we get the sense of, I would give it to charities and I would do this and I'd give it to my family and I would do this and I would do that. And that's cool to play with that. But also if you go beyond that, you've gifted to everyone and everything. Now what would you choose? Now what would you choose? The $100 million. Now what would you choose? And what would you like to see on the planet? What would you like to create? What lights you up? What would get you out of bed? A lot of times what gets them out of bed is they're going to work to pay their bills. So if you didn't have to go to work, you didn't have all your bills were taken care of for the rest of your life, what would make you jump out of bed? What would you love to create on the planet? What stupidity are you using to create the lack of having $100 million are you choosing? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, putt, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What generative energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be that would allow you to have $100 million with total ease? Anything that doesn't allow that to show up as if by magic, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, putt, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What stupidity are you using to create the lack of having $100 million are you choosing? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, putt, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What generative energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be that would allow you to have $100 million with total ease? Anything that doesn't allow that to show up as if by magic, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD shorts, boys and beyonds. Yeah. If you could create anything on the planet, what would it be? If you could be, do, have, create anything on the planet, what would it be? What would light you up? What would inspire you? You know, are helping animals, is that something that would really, really light you up? Is there organizations you'd like to buy so that you can have, say in how they're run? What is it for you that would just light you up? And then the other piece that, can bring up stuff for you is like, when you think of having $100 million, like, a lot of times with people, like, that's just too much. They might even have that point of view, like, nobody needs that much money. I remember there being a guy, maybe 10 years ago, near where my parents live, and he won $36 million in the lottery. And I remember a lot of people back home would say that. It's like, who needs that sort of money? Like, that's ridiculous. Nobody needs that amount of money. And I mean, back then I was aware of the points of view. Like, it was just so interesting to me to think that there's some sort of limit on it. Like, there's an amount. Like, so if that's not the right amount, then what's the right amount? Like, how much money should somebody have? Like, and I never asked them that. It wasn't about that, but it was just always so interesting to me because, how many points of view do we have? Like $100 million. Can we even imagine that? Like $100 million. Like, I can imagine $1 million that I can get the energy of or perceive the energy of, but $100 million, when I really be with it, I can perceive it for sure. But to imagine that in your bank account, I don't even know how many zeros that is. That's a lot of zeros. So it's like, really, what are your points of view of 100 million? And what would be an okay amount in your bank account? What would you be okay with? Is it only 1,000? Is it 10,000? Is it 100,000? Is it 1,000,000? Is it 10 million? Is it 100 million? Like, what is that? Those are things that I like to look at to kind of get a sense of where my points of view are limiting me. Because if you don't have a point of view about $100 million, then and you desire it, then you'll actually create it. You'll actually have it. But it's the points of view that stop us. So when you think about having $100 million, what comes up for you? Like, what are the points of view when you think of having $100 million deposited into your bank account tomorrow? Everything that brings up, will you destroy it and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD shorts, boys and beyonds. Anybody have anything pop up that they want to share? And just while I'm waiting, just as I was saying that, I was reminded of an experience. I was facilitating a foundation class, probably 6 years ago. And this woman was sharing how she had $10,000 deposited into her bank account, and there was no trace of it whatsoever. Like, she phoned the bank because she wasn't expecting it from anyone. So she phoned the bank and said, "Hey, that's not my money. You can take it out." And they said, "Well, no, it has to be yours," because there was literally no trace of where it came from. And she said she phoned the bank like 10 times before they finally just took it out. They were just frustrated with her. They finally just took it out, but they kept saying to her, "It's your money," because there's no trace, or whatever the terminology is. And so it wasn't until she was in Access in the foundation class that she realized that she could have asked, "Truth, is this a gift from the universe?" Because you want to ask that when you have money show up as if by magic, or anything. If you're walking along and you find a gold ring on the ground, ask, "Truth, is this a gift from the universe?" If it's a no, then find a way to find the owner of it. But if it's a yes, nobody lost it. So in her case, it was a gift from the universe, but she would not receive it. So I often ask people, like, what would be the amount For her 10,000, she wasn't willing that just to be randomly deposited into her bank account and have her receive it. Like, what would be your amount before you called the bank? Is it just $1? Is it 10? Is it 10,000? Like, what is your amount? So some of the things, so Fabian says, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah, but there would sure be a lot of people who want to tell you. You know, you could have really cool people in place who could really contribute. It's one of the reasons that I chose a guy, like a financial guy, I think a year and a bit ago, just being aware of what I was creating in the future that I was creating, that to have him in place and to be choosing him from, not from the place of I need somebody right now, although I mean, what would that take? But to have him there, knowing that as money, more and more money comes in, then I have a relationship with him. So that was something that I put in place, again, like I say, just over a year ago, just because that was something for me too, Fabian. So Joanna says anxiety. So truth, Joanna, is it anxiety or is it excitement? Yeah. And then she also says, well, how do you manage all that money? And again, what if there were people who knew how to manage that money? You know, would you be willing to be out of control with the money? Would you be willing to have people who know more than you do what to do with it? And then use your awareness with them. So everything that brings up, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. So Ellen says, in my mind, it just wanders somewhere else after first few things. Writing it down on paper, I get way more things to go to. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry if that was loud on you. I was away from the microphone, but I realized that was very loud sneezing, so I apologize. Yeah. Yeah. And that's a cool idea, Ellen, because she says, you know, like writing it down helps her. I love that, Ellen. I love that. Just to keep yourself focused, because I know the same thing. When I first started doing this exercise, the first 2 weeks, I just wandered, and I would always do it right before I fell asleep, and I'd fall asleep. You know, I'd be like, oh, this and this would be cool, and then out. So I love that, the writing down idea. So Sharon says, all the people wanting, some of it comes up, both positive and negative sides of having that much money. Yeah. So anywhere that we've bought or sold the lie that we wouldn't have choice if we had that amount of money. We destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Because that's often what we kind of go, oh, I can't have that much money. I don't want to say no to that many people. But what if you could? And heck, with that much money, you could hire people to say no to them. I'm sure Oprah has people hired to say no to the people asking for money. And then Gary has a brilliant way. He always says, like, have people, if they ask you for money, just say to them, oh my gosh, I wish you'd have asked earlier, because I just put all my money into this really great investment and it won't mature for 5 years. So, come back and see me in 5 years. And then if they do come back, you say, oh my gosh, it came out early and I've already reinvested it, right? Like, it's just, because some people won't hear no. So give them what they can hear. And Joanna says, excitement. And yeah, who can I find to contribute to managing all the money? Yes. Yeah, Sharon, writing it down. Yeah. Thanks, Sharon. Bless you. Thank you. Yeah. And those are things you want to look at. And maybe $100 million isn't something that's, even in your world for an ask. But when you look at $100 million, it certainly brings up a lot of the points of view that might even be in there in terms of having 10 times more than you have right now. It'll bring them up really quickly, the idea of 100 million. And sometimes 100 million is so far out there, you can't even go there. So go to a number that you can. 10 million maybe would be enough, or 1 million maybe even, just to kind of get the energy going. And what it does is it just helps you to get so much more clear on what it is you'd actually like to create. Because for us, even though we probably have bought and sold the lie that money's really significant, it isn't. It really, really isn't to us, but creating more is. So if you go beyond the lie of it's the money and into what can I create, That's usually what gets you excited, is those creations, is what that is. So anything that doesn't allow you to perceive, know, be, receive, and create what it is you'd like to create on the planet. We destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. And the chair says, yeah, I like the idea of hiring people to manage it and handle all the people, right? We are not in this alone. We have resources, we have people. There's people who can do this stuff better than we can. So what stupidity are you using to create the lack of having $100 million are you choosing? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to allow you to have $100 million with total ease? Anything that doesn't allow that to show up as if by magic, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What stupidity are you using to create the lack of having $100 million are you choosing? Everything that is, we destroy and uncreate at all times a godzillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. What generative energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be that will allow you to have $100 million with total ease? Anything that doesn't allow that to show up as if by magic, we destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, POD, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Awesome, guys. Well, it has been an amazing 21 days with you. Thank you all so much for coming and playing. Whether you were here live or not, or how many lives you got on, it doesn't matter. You all contributed. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I look forward to playing with you in other ways around this beautiful globe of ours, and maybe even meeting you somewhere in person. That would be fun too. All right, guys, have a great rest of your day or evening or morning, whatever it may be where you are. And I'm going to leave this group totally in place because of all the videos and stuff that are in there. So this Facebook group won't be closing down or anything, so that you have access to the videos. So awesome. You're very, very welcome, guys. Bye.